All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Student Success Virtual Awards celebration. I want to thank each of you for all that you do to make USF a great place for our students, staff, and faculty. I also want to thank you for your continued commitment and contributions to student success at the University of South Florida. While I had hoped to present these awards in person, we are hosting these celebrations in a virtual format again out of an abundance of caution. But we also
I love the class interaction and the
interest technology well to deliver an intimate ceremony that honors the work of the award recipients. As the Vice President for Student Success, it has been my greatest professional honor to champion this nationally recognized student success initiative for the last 11 years. We've built this movement on the belief that every single student we admit to USF would succeed, and I'm proud to report that our students continue to exceed our expectations, even in the midst of a global pandemic. Since COVID compelled us to deliver instruction and services remotely, USF has awarded over 22,000 degrees. We've also opened the doors of higher education and social mobility to nearly 23,000 undergraduate students. Knowing that 44% of the students we serve are underrepresented minorities, 40% of them are Pell Grant recipients, and 25% are first-generation students, I'm very proud of the contributions we've made and are making to the lives of thousands and thousands of students and their families. Under the worst circumstances in the history of higher education, we have continued to serve our students well. Many of you might think that these have been the worst professional experiences in your life, but I like to think that we've never performed better. Despite the pandemic that so terribly impacted the fall 2020 freshman cohort, I'm proud to report that our first-year retention rate for these students is sitting at 90%. Our four-year graduation rate for the 2017 cohort currently stands at 65% for Tampa and 62.3% for one USF, both of them all-time highs. Our six-year graduation rate for the 2015 cohort currently stands at 76.5% for Tampa and 74% for one USF. Again, both all-time highs. Our students have made these extraordinary gains with the support of caring faculty, staff, and fellow students across our three campuses. We've learned that it isn't technology or big data that makes the difference in student success. It's people. So today, I'd like to take a moment to honor some of the people who have contributed to this record-breaking year and thank the outstanding individuals and teams who have gone above and beyond the call of duty in achieving these outstanding results. First, I'd like to ask the Student Success Council members on screen to please wave. Good to see you all. The Council has been instrumental in helping to move our student success initiatives forward, and they continue to be instrumental in the review and selection of the Student Success Award recipients. Thank you for serving on the Council, and thank you for your commitment to student success. The Council will be presenting the Provost Award, which is the highest award bestowed by the university, honoring an individual, team, department, or college for exemplary performance and contributions to the university-wide student success movement. So at this time, I would like to welcome Jackie Nelson and Dr. Valeria Garcia, who will be presenting the awards. Jackie?
Thank you, Paul. The Provost Award is presented today to Dr. Joseph A. Puccio, Executive and Medical Director, Student Health Services. Dr. Joseph A. Puccio answered the university's call for an elevated response to the pandemic while ensuring access to medical and behavioral health care. His inspiring leadership and unfaltering dedication supports the ongoing health of our students and their academic success at the University of South Florida. A few of Dr. Puccio's contributions this past year. In accordance with One USF, Dr. Puccio ensured continuous medical services on all campuses without interruption from the COVID-19 pandemic. New medical clinics were launched at the Sarasota Manatee and Camels. He initiated procedures for students abroad with immunization and insurance registration holds to be able to matriculate. Students residing in Florida had access to primary care, psychiatry, urgent care, sexual health, dermatology, and nutritional services. He supported academic continuity by expanding medical COVID testing services on all 4 campuses and USF Health professional colleges. He updated clinical protocols to launch telehealth appointments 7 days a week so our students could safely access medical services. And he coordinated with USF Morsani College of Medicine to repetitively test all medical students throughout the academic year. Dr. Puccio collaborated with the Housing and Residential Education to support students and to mitigate the spread of COVID in residence halls in fall 20 and spring 21 by developing isolation guidelines and procedures, as well as educational materials, providing COVID testing, and as student health services ensured every incoming residential student had a negative COVID test prior to move-in, screening, or testing. He directed funding sources to absorb cost of initial and repeated mandated COVID screening, eliminating student costs. Dr. Puccio is a key contributor to USF's risk reduction strategies as a COVID task force member. Designated medical administrator of the campus, past responsible for oversight of daily symptom tracker, allocating staff to support students whose symptoms tracker indicated need for medical guidance. Through a global pandemic, Dr. Puccio has been a shining example of servant leadership. He facilitates and continuously ensures medical support for students' academic successes without compromising the health and safety of the USF community. Dr. Puccio has made significant contributions to the success and wellness of our students and university community. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Joseph Puccio on a well-deserved honor. Dr. Patty Helton, Regional Vice Chancellor of Student Success and Associate Vice President, Health and Wellness, will provide remarks.
I'm honored to recognize Dr. Puccio for his well-deserved Student Success Provost Award. When I was asked to speak today, I thought it would be wise to reach out to some of Joe's colleagues so we get a variety of comments on the man we know as Dr. Puccio. Every single colleague that I reached out to responded almost immediately. And given how busy folks are, this was the first sign that Dr. Puccio has a very strong impact on USF. Dr. Tom Miller, Dean Donna Peterson, Dr. Scott Strader, and Jennifer Dupree all provided me with information. I took the comments that others shared and I intertwined a few of my own, and I share these words and insights of respect as a glimpse into the Dr. Joseph Anthony Puccio that we admire, respect, and love. Attending to student health is essential to student academic success. As medical director, Dr. Puccio organizes a full range of services to meet the diverse needs for preventative, acute, and chronic care for students. During the pandemic, he has added rapid and PCR testing, collected samples for pooled testing, vaccinations, case management of those positive, exposed, and symptomatic, worked with housing to conduct move-in screening, and designed a special protocol for international arrivals. He supported community testing and vaccine sites. He adapted staffing models, including adding telehealth options. He coordinated with operations at USF Health. He was always available to answer questions, and he served on the COVID task force, attending multiple meetings each week. He managed many of the what we call Friday night surprises, and he did all of this with a high degree of competence, commitment, and compassion. He maintained his optimism and a sense of humor despite working long hours, often with no end in sight. He has made a difference on all 3 campuses in the lives of students, their families, our staff, and our staff. Dr. Puccio is the perfect combination of a dedicated and effective physician and a principled and consistent educator. He treats patients with compassion and sensitivity and he treats students as those who are learning about healthy behaviors. His interest in those in need and who might be considered outliers is unwavering. As a 10-year colleague of Dr. Puccio's, I have found out that he exhibits an immense amount of grace under pressure during even the most stressful of situations. He excels at shifting gears quickly from administrator to practitioner to colleague, sometimes executing all three simultaneously. As a provider, students have expressed feeling a strong level of comfort and safety while in the care of Dr. Puccio. He creates an environment that is culturally sensitive and welcoming for students who are in need of the unique health and wellness resources and support. Dr. Puccio is without prejudice and is consistent in his treatment and care for students. We are incredibly lucky to have him at USF. Dr. Puccio worked tirelessly for the last 20 months to mitigate the risk of COVID-19 on our campus. While leading his team of health, he has put in countless hours of work over days, nights, weekends, and holidays, reflecting his determination to minimize potential harm, promote health and well-being, and ensure that USF is taking the necessary steps to educate and effectively treat our community in the midst of the pandemic. Since Joe has not been the consistent face of the university's pandemic response, his work can sometimes be overlooked. But we in health and wellness and student success know how much we have benefited from his knowledge, expertise, and counsel. More times than I can count, when I've met with colleagues since the start of the pandemic, we've often wondered aloud, what does Joe think about fill in the blank with the topic at hand? He consistently has good answers to tough questions, even when the data is limited. I don't think I've ever heard him say, hang on, let me get back to you about that. He just knows, and he knows a lot. What's even better about Joe is that he is the opposite of the stereotypical physician, particularly those portrayed as medical directors. He's approachable, not aloof, down to earth, not with his head stuck in the clouds. He keeps his ego in check and doesn't leave you feeling small and wishing you hadn't asked your question. He speaks your language, even if it's not his. Maybe it's his background in adolescent medicine and being accustomed to speaking to young people and their parents. Maybe it's his experience as a professor and a teacher. Whatever it is, I leave conversations with him feeling smarter, understood, and almost like I could explain some really difficult medical issue to someone else. He acts with an honesty and integrity, true to the science and his profession. I feel fortunate to have him as a colleague, knowing he will help us get through any crisis we face. Thank you, Joe, for your leadership during a challenging and difficult time. You have our appreciation for all you've done to keep our community safe and healthy. Congratulations on your recognition of the Student Success Provost Award. The entire USF community is grateful.
Thank you very much. I'm very appreciative of this recognition. I'm humbled by all the very nice things people have said to me. I just see it as part of my job, and I am very appreciative that people do recognize all the hard work that I have done. And I would be remiss if I did not recognize some of the people that actually have helped me do all of this over these last 20 months. I could not have done any of this without the people that work at Student Health Services and some very close confidence at the university. I think one of the first groups of people that I have to thank at Student Health Services is my nursing staff. My nursing staff have dodged in almost from day one, starting to do the screening and the vaccinations. They put in hard hours. They've, in our humidity, they've donned all of the protective equipment for hours, testing and vaccinating. So I really want to send a word of much appreciation to all of my nursing staff. Also my front desk and call center who has yielded numerous phone calls from students, faculty, staff, and parents, all concerned of how their students are going to be taken care of. And I think they have managed it wonderfully. Even when we're overwhelmed, they just keep on answering, going forward, and trying to think of new ways that we can make sure that we reach out to the students. My nurse practitioners and physicians who have been wonderful throughout the season. They took all of the challenges and the constant pivoting to be able to see more and more students. They've been wonderful. They've been patient, and owe a gratitude for their caring and their love for the students of USF. Not many people know about the medical response unit. It actually is a unit that actually helps respond to students that are not actually in student health. And they actually launched very close to the onset of the pandemic. And they have really have responded to the needs of the students throughout the campus, whether in the residence halls or on phone calls. They have been wonderful. They've also been wonderful assistants in helping testing as well as vaccinating as well. So they have been fabulous. Our compliance staff also helping our call center, and also working with our international students in helping them make sure they had all the updated information about vaccinations and testing when they arrived back into the United States. Our insurance billing team also handling tons and tons of phone calls and working with our compliance staff. Our marketing team getting all the information out to the students. Susanna Perez has been fabulous in all the work that she's done in making sure that all of the information from student health was getting out to all our partners around campus. Our pharmacy team really kind of stepped to the front of the line when the vaccinations came out. These were kind of very weird guidelines for us as physicians, and the pharmacy team helped make sure our storage and all our guidelines and our protocols were all in place and helped guide us with storage and picking up vaccines from odd places throughout the county, and they've been wonderful. Our information technology team, we could do nothing without them. Our internal SHS IT person, Kevin Clark, spent hours and hours trying to get us all set up so that we could see telehealth. He was wonderful, and Sydney Fernandez's team in assisting with the setting up the campus pass and all of the assistance that student health needed to meet the demands on all of our campuses. We are extremely grateful for everything that he has done. My executive team at Student Health oops, my screen disappeared. There you go. My executive team has really kind of worked together. They pulled all our staff together, and they have been wonderful. Dr. Aileen Cannon has been my right-hand person all through this, and our financial director, Marisol Amarante, she has been wonderful working with all of our finances that needed to be put in check so we can hire more people, get agencies, get testing, have worked out endless hours in making sure that Student Health Services could provide these services. And I'd have to say the three amigos, Dean Donna Peterson, Lynn Menezes, and Jennifer Fleischman, I thank them for all their guidance, their assistance in telling us what we needed, as well as just being a sound block when I did need to vent. Every single person was there. I can't tell you how much those, even if it was for 2 minutes, it really helps kind of keep things in focus so that we're here to do the work for the students of USF. And as I look across the board of everyone that is here, there are numerous people that I've worked very closely with. Danielle McDonald, Julie Leos, Anna Hernandez, just to name a few. You have been wonderful colleagues, and I really appreciate all the time and commitment that you have put in to help the students and to partner with me so that we can keep this university safe. The students have a successful academic experience, and most of all, that USF really strives to be the university that we want to be, that we are, and that the students feel welcomed and supported by the university. And again, I thank you very much for this this very wonderful award, and it's a wonderful thing. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Dr. Puccio. And again, congratulations on a well-deserved honor. At this time, Dr. Valeria Garcia will present the next award.
Hi, thank you, Carmen. So the next Provost Award is presented to a team, the Innovative Education Digital Learning Team, inclusive of all 3 campuses. The digital learning team was at the forefront of USF's sudden transition to remote learning in spring 2020. This team worked tirelessly to provide support for faculty teaching online already, the faculty preparing future classes for online learning, and the wide-ranging courses that suddenly and immediately had to pivot to the online environment. This team was instrumental to the development of the faculty continuity toolkits and adapting standards to ensure USF's online courses remained high quality and impactful. The training resources provided by this area guided faculty in other areas throughout the campuses in leveraging tools like Canvas and Microsoft Teams, working collaboratively with other teams across campuses and departments, including IT and the Academy of Teaching and Learning Excellence, ATLE, which is now known as the Center for Innovation Teaching and Learning, CETL. The digital learning team led the way forward in an unprecedented and uncertain time. The tools, training, and resources provided by digital learning were essential to campus-wide student success in 2020. The Faculty Toolkit website was comprehensive and dynamic. The digital learning team kept information and trainings up to date as tools were adapted and released, and as our teaching practices evolved. Though it is hard to remember those early weeks and months of the COVID pandemic, there were plenty of foibles. Remember all those Zoom bombings that the digital learning team helped to mitigate. Many were able to utilize the training, resources, and tools from digital learning to help departments and units like academic advising and new student orientation transition to online-only services. The entire digital learning team was available at any time help was needed. In March 2020, there was a situation when a team was working to develop a new online course when the local lockdown took effect. The digital learning team, saddled with even more work to do to support online teaching, came up with new and creative solutions that helped keep our course development on schedule. They found innovative ways to meet goals despite many obstacles presented by working from home and facing increasing demands and workload. The work of this team was truly essential to student success in 2020, and the impact of their work can be seen in classes across campuses. One example of the impact of digital learning comes from summer 2020 when new freshmen were taking 100% online classes in their first term at USF. Students reported comments like, "I love the class interaction and the introduction of other students. And this course has been very thorough and easy to understand online, which can be difficult. I've genuinely learned and I appreciate that." Those comments from students who had yet to step foot on campus felt connected in the online environment. This only happened because the instructors were given such a strong foundation through the tools and framework provided by the digital learning team. The impact of the work of this team during 2020 will be felt for years to come. Please join me in congratulating the members of the Innovative Education Digital Learning Team. And we'll take a moment there to applaud. Music, super, and applause, and applause. I'm going to take a moment, and if you can please wave as I announce your name. It's a large group led by Christine Brown, so I'm going to say their names, and if you're here, please do wave. Brittany, well, first Christine Brown, where are you? There you are. Brittany Anthony, Jessica Brennan, David Berdosi, Jared Brown, Tom Buckley, Janine Diaz-Coto, John Cundy, Evan Draper, Angie Fairweather, Chad Garcia, Lysandria Glenn Bass, Gary Granger, Christy Nicholas, Deanna Salt, Jason Sue, Natasha Thornton, William Tillis, Diana Truman, Melissa Granholm, Timmy Hager, Desiree Henderson, Kaylin Holmes, Celeste Hoskins, Steph James, Arlene Jans, Donna Lacara Lycan, Laura Lyon, Kelsey Martin, Tyler McElrath, Lindsay Mercer, Victor Ventor, Jing Wan, Alexandra Ward, Otis Wilder, and Jeremy Willis. So congratulations once more to this team, to this amazing team. And at this time, I would like to ask if Dr. Cindy DeLuca would be able to provide some remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. I'm here today filled with so much pride as we honor the digital learning team, a team who has emerged during the pandemic as essential change agents within One USF. What a special opportunity for me to publicly thank each and every member of the One USF digital learning team for the work they have done. This team contributes every day to USF's vision and mission of faculty and student success. They deeply care about this great university. Pre-pandemic, I described this team as innovative, spontaneous, creative, agile, problem solvers, collaborators, educators, and researchers. As professionals in their field, they know that there is a design solution for most challenges. They are visionaries. Those qualities and their passion and their expertise enabled them to assist faculty in successfully transitioning over 5,000 courses in the spring of 2020 to quality online courses in the summer of 2020 and to multimodal delivery ever since. When I think of academic continuity, I think of One USF digital learning team. It is so very appropriate for them to receive this Provost Award, as their Herculean effort has been in direct response to the Provost directive to keep our USF community strong and to continue to promote quality learning opportunities throughout these unprecedented times. As well, the Provost often calls upon this team to find innovative solutions to academic initiatives and his Christmas card. They have always worked quickly and gone above and beyond to meet the challenges presented to them. He knows they will push the boundaries, exploring creative solutions. It is also appropriate for them to be here because they know and value collaboration across student success and the campus community. This team recognizes the immense value of partnerships because the best practices in academic continuity were developed in partnership with their USF colleagues. Technology and the pandemic forever changed higher education, and society expects institutions of higher education to provide quality educational options. I have no doubt that the digital learning team will be instrumental in creating a vision and framework for USF to be leaders in the post-pandemic pedagogy. Congratulations to One USF digital learning team. And Dr. Garcia, before I turn it back to you, may I say that I am extremely fortunate to have Dr. Christine Brown, doctor almost, AVP Christine Brown, leading the One USF digital learning team. She has been instrumental in guiding the team through many long days, late evenings, and weekends. She leads by example and was instrumental in positioning USF for success in their academic continuity efforts in the virtual classroom. Her creativity and positive outlook and courage to innovate inspires the best in all of us. Thank you, Christine, and back to you, Dr. Garcia.
Well, a sincere thank you to Christine as well. And Christine, or soon to be doctor, would you have some words to share on behalf of your team?
I do, thank you. And I managed to do this without somebody yelling at me to unmute myself. So that's an accomplishment. I'll make this short and brief, but on behalf of our entire team, I just want to thank you so much for this honor. I am amazingly proud of this team. Last year, we spent an incredible amount of blood, sweat, and dare I say, yes, a lot of tears working through 2 huge initiatives, supporting all faculty at USF through the shift to online while simultaneously consolidating 5 distinct units into one. All of last year, we carefully balanced the requirements of university leadership to maintain a quality online experience for our students with the demands of faculty who were overwhelmed with everything. There were times when I literally felt like this team was carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. In preparation for the ceremony, I actually put together a snapshot of our accomplishments for the 2021 academic year and had planned to read it out, but it ended up being like 5 type pages long, like 6-point font. So in the interest of time, I'll just convey that we accomplished a lot together, and it is so wonderful for the team to be recognized by the Student Success Council. I'd like to make sure that our digital learning team has their cameras on again, including our amazing fearless leader, Dr. Cindy DeLuca, so we can see all of us one more time, maybe give a wave and a go Bulls or something. This is the team. You know, we have become an extended family, although a bit dysfunctional at times, as extended families are. We always come together to drive innovation, support our faculty, and create a digital learning experience where our students thrive. So thank you so much to everybody.
And thank you, Christine, for your leadership, and to the team once again. At this point, I'll hand over the platform to Dr. Dosal.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. Our final presenter this afternoon is no stranger to any of us. As a matter of fact, this award was named after his position, and it's the highest honor in the Student Success Awards. Dr. Ralph Wilcox has served as Provost and Executive Vice President for the University of South Florida since September 2009. In November 2009, USF launched the Student Success Task Force, which developed a 10-year plan to radically transform student success. And we have done exactly that. We have, in fact, exceeded our expectations. Dr. Wilcox expresses his concern and commitment to each individual student, and as a first-generation student himself, he understands the importance of providing the right resources to the right students at the right time. We have achieved such great success because of his leadership. He's really the architect of our student success movement. He designed that 100-person task force. He's been leading us ever since. I don't think that he could have anticipated that 11 years later we would be recognizing award winners in a virtual format like this, but here we are. We certainly promoted the idea that student success was everyone's responsibility. And so I think it's entirely appropriate today that we've honored people in student health services and innovative education. So with that, I'm honored to turn over the platform to Dr. Ralph Wilcox, Provost and Executive Vice President.
Thank you, Dr. Dosal, and good afternoon, everyone. And once again, congratulations to each of our 2021 award recipients. Dr. Joe Puccio, who acknowledged his team, and the Innovative Education Digital Learning team under the leadership of soon-to-be Dr. Brown and Dr. DeLuca. As you might imagine, I look forward to this event each year with great anticipation, and the opportunity to recognize the significant contributions of our staff whose dedication drives them to go above and beyond in their commitment to support the success of our students is one that I relish year after year. This year's honor is particularly poignant and incredibly inspiring, and your collective testimonies speak to the incredible work that not just the two recipients are embodying, but everyone else as well. USF is a better place because of each and every one of you. We can all recognize that the past 18 months have been unlike any other, and quite frankly, have pushed us all beyond what perhaps we thought were our limits. But each time, I think that we've hit a wall. Each of you has dug deeper and deeper. You have persevered and continued to deliver to our students, all while supporting one another in a sense of community. And while we have certainly been tested and continue to be tested, the unwavering dedication and commitment to our students exemplified by our recipients here today are not new. It is those same attributes that have propelled USF and driven our remarkable trajectory as a university. If I sound a little overzealous, forgive me, I can't help it. I'm tremendously proud of all that you, have accomplished despite the obstacles before us. Over 10 years ago, as Dr. Dosal was sharing with us, we set out on a journey, a movement, if you will, with student success as a key strategic goal for the university. Since then, it's fair to say that we have just transformed the USF student experience with an emphasis on care and support, utilizing a data-informed approach. Student success at USF has been nationally recognized for these accomplishments. And I'm always pleased to share the significant increase in graduation rates and the elimination of the achievement gap by race, ethnicity, and income. But as we know, our work is not done. We've still got a lot of work to do in closing the gender gap, which remains a high priority for our institution. As we learned yesterday, USF continues its title as America's fastest rising university over the past decade, public or private, ranked number 46 in US News and World Report's 2022 Best National College Rankings, which again were released just yesterday. And we're further down that path. Our pursuit of excellence continues. We were ranked ahead of or tied with 5 public institutions that are already in the prestigious Association of American Universities. This year, we're tied with the University of California, Santa Cruz and the University of Arizona, and ahead of the University of Kansas, Iowa State University, and the University of Missouri. Equally remarkable is USF's number 18 position in the nation among public institutions for top national universities for social mobility, which recognizes the number of Pell-eligible students a university successfully retains and graduates. This, as you might imagine, is a critically important measure for us, given the fact that approximately 40% of our students are Pell recipients. You are changing lives today and for future generations, and you should take immense pride in that accomplishment. It's less about the numbers, it's more about the impact that you are having on our students and their future livelihoods. While we've realized great success, we must remember that the landscape of higher education is continually changing. The events of the past 18 months will continue to present us with new challenges and opportunities for our work. As Dr. DeLuca said, lessons learned over the past 18 months, innovative solutions that you have given birth to will serve us well in the post-pandemic world. And we must continue to look for innovative strategies and practices designed to improve student learning outcomes, to accelerate completion rates, to minimize debt, all while preparing our students for lifelong success in their chosen careers and as contributing citizens to strengthen our democracy. Beyond these outcomes, we must also recognize the need to support our students' mental and physical well-being, along with those ever-important skills that foster cultural awareness and citizenship through critical thinking and communication skills, freedom of expression, ethical standards, and meaningful community engagement. So, in closing, permit me once again to thank you for your deep and authentic commitment to our students, day in, day out, to ensuring that our students have the right support at the right time, for utilizing new tools and capacities that facilitate the USF student experience, and for continuing to make USF a place where all students can and will succeed when given the opportunity to do so. The University of South Florida is an extraordinary community and an exceptional institution, but only because of the caring community we collectively have built. Again, a big congratulations to today's award recipients, and a huge thank you to you, each and every one of you. And now, let me turn it back to our amazing Vice President for Student Success, Dr. Paul Dosal. Paul?
Thank you, Dr. Wilcox. And thank you, council members, for acknowledging the great work done by some of our best colleagues. And just think about this for a moment. You know, where would the University of South Florida be today without the great work that's been done over the last 20 months by Dr. Puccio in Health Services and Christine Brown and her team in digital learning? Where would we be? It's entirely appropriate that you've earned this honor, and I'm so proud to be able to recognize your contributions to student success. So thank you all. We're indebted to you. But in closing, I'd like to say again that there are other people out there who have the expertise that I see on this screen. But not everybody at other universities has the kind of passion and commitment that you've displayed and have done so much to help us get through this time. So thank you all for your many contributions. I appreciate it. Go Bulls. Thank you so much. And have a great day, everyone.